Hey there, happy day. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with an interesting idiom and a question for you. Do you know how to use hand-to-mouth existence to supersize and grow your business? This is an interesting idiom. It's been around, and writers have been using it since the 16th century. So it's been around for hundreds of years, but the practice and the action has been around even longer. Since people have existed, they have experienced hand-to-mouth existence, meaning that they have enough to exist today, but they have to go out tomorrow and get more. Think of the old hunting culture where the hunters would go out, they'd get food, or they'd go fishing for the day, they'd get food for the day, and usually they didn't have any way to preserve it, so they had to go out again tomorrow and hunt and forage and find more food or resources in order to survive. We do that if we've bootstrapped our businesses and barely gotten by and been going from day to day and paycheck to paycheck or payroll to payroll. Those are examples of hand-to-mouth existence. I like to think that I haven't done that, but then as I was thinking about this idiom today and I looked back at my life, I've done a lot of that. I've done a lot of bootstrapping, a lot of not really knowing the answer, but believing that the answer would come and having faith that the answer would come. And then, of course, it did appear, and we took the next step in any particular business I was working on or growing. I've also had some scary times in my life personally. I was sick. In the past, I've had some really bizarre health challenges, and I would find myself in certain periods living and just surviving the day to go from doctor appointment to a doctor appointment to try to find a diagnosis and figure out what was going on with me. Those were probably some of the scariest times of my actual life so far that are sort of a hand-to-mouth existence. We're just surviving the day to get to the next day, and then we have to do it all over again, just doing whatever we can to survive. I think that during COVID-19, there's a lot of people feeling this feeling right now, this hand-to-mouth existence, because their businesses are shut down. Their jobs have been furloughed, or they've been furloughed or laid off, or their jobs have gone away permanently, and they're at these transition periods where they're like, what the heck am I going to do to feed myself and my family, to take care of those I love and care about, and take care of myself? That is an example of a hand-to-mouth existence. So how can we as business owners help? Chances are, if we're being really honest with ourselves, like I had to be honest with myself today, I have had those scary experiences. One that's sort of relative is, I remember my first job out of college. I went to work for a giant corporation, had a really good job, and decided I was going to buy a house. So I bought a house back when interest rates were 13.89% that I could on paper barely afford, but I could. And so I ended up getting a roommate later on. But before I got a roommate, it was some scary times because I got paid once a month. In that salary position, we got paid once a month, the first of the month, and then, you know, your money had to last the whole month. Well, I discovered that owning a home, by the end of the first week of the month, I was literally out of money because I had to put money aside for taxes. I had to put money aside for utilities or pay utility bills. I had to, you know, maintain that house and that property, and I also still had to eat. So I found and discovered that that was a really scary time. It ended up working out all right, but it was a scary time feeling like I was living paycheck to paycheck. Because guess what? I was living paycheck to paycheck at that time, and it didn't feel very good. So I learned that I had to find ways to supplement my income and find ways to structure the way I spent the money that I did have coming in, knowing that nothing is guaranteed and that any minute I could have lost that job, right? I could have lost that job, just like COVID-19 is demonstrating to all of us. Nothing's guaranteed. And so if we don't want to be living a hand-to-mouth existence, we want to make sure we're setting things in place to provide for ourselves and to make sure that we're taken care of no matter what. I've also had some experiences where I made bad choices, bad business partner choices, bad marriage partner choices that led me into situations that I didn't like. And I felt trapped, like I was just surviving from day to day and living a hand-to-mouth existence. So how can we use this to grow and build our business? You know, most of us, when we're looking for our ideal customer or the people that we serve in our businesses, we're looking for people that are our ideal customer, our ideal clients. And normally those people have money, and they have plenty of money so that they can buy our products and services without thinking twice about it. We just have to show them how we can help them and serve them, and they'll buy our products and services. But what if we were to think of who else we could help with our products and services, with our solutions to problems? Because chances are the problems that we solve for people apply to people that have the resources to solve them, but they also could really benefit and help transform and transition the lives of people that are stuck in or find themselves, for whatever reason, in a hand-to-mouth situation. Is there a way that we can look at our businesses and find ways to serve those people as well, help those people? I do it by giving away knowledge and information and sharing resources. I do challenges, I do workshops, I do all kinds of things like that that anybody can go to for free that helps benefit them, and hopefully their times change and they can do business with me or work with me later on in the future. But I still provide those services and do those things because I want to be able to help as many people as I possibly can, no matter what their situation is. So that's just something that you could consider. You know, when times get tough, the tough get going, but we all face tough times at certain times in our life. And maybe it's not literally financial tough times, but it's mental, emotional, spiritual, or relationship challenges in tough times. And those tough times might find us feeling like we're living day to day, just surviving, just struggling to get through the day. And all of us, our overall objective in life is not to just survive, not just to get through it until we die. It's to have a great experience and actually thrive in that experience. So just some things to think about hand-to-mouth existence. Love to know your experience with this particular idiom. I don't think I've ever said to myself, geez, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, or I'm living a hand-to-mouth existence, or I guarantee I've never said that to myself or anyone else. But I have observed it and I have experienced it. And if we broaden the way we define things and what things mean, pretty much every one of us have experienced some kind of a situation where we're just getting by, but we know that we're meant for more. All right, have an awesome day. See you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you use it in your life and business right now? Bye. Take care.